I'm totally undercutting my own plan here. This is dumb. This is me being stupid. Stupid Brad. Do 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 do. This is me being dumb. So here's what I thought of. I thought if I just put on a rejoin bet, not this. Not this is wrong. I did it wrong. Not that. If I put on this, I'd be like, welcome back. Here we are. It's 10:43 a.m. What's your problem? Where have you been for the last 42 minutes? 43 minutes now. Where have you been? I could have done that. I could have played this one. Nah, that one's stupid. This one. Anything but this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I could have done anything. Here's the point. I didn't play Kermit or the Swedish Chef because what I was pretending to do, I was pretending to just come back into a new segment of the show and pretend that you screwed up. You're the one that didn't. You weren't here at 10 o'clock. That was your fault. That wasn't. It was me. Dude, I was up at 7:15. I think I was up at 7:15. I got the kids on the bus about 8:30. Well, one goes on the bus. The other two walk. But I got the kids out the door because my wife had to go to work. I was like, I'm tired. I'm going back to sleep. And so to make sure I was ready for the show, I set an alarm on my phone for 10:30 a.m. Not 9:30, 10:30. Show starts at 10. Dumbass. That's me. I messed that up. My bad. Sorry. I was just sleeping. And when I wake up, my alarm is, I think I've played this on the show before. My alarm is my son playing Damn That River by Alice in Chains on guitar. Hold on, I'm hooking up the phone so I can do this for you. And it was going on under my pillow for, I don't know, the whole audio is probably 15 seconds long, and it probably ran like 6 times. I was like, I should see what time it is. I've got stuff to do. Now there it is. I have a 7:30 alarm. That other one's not even showing up. Where is it? 9:23, 9:45. Like 9:45. This plays anyway. This is not a wake me up alarm. This is a hey dummy. Don't forget you're doing a show in 15 minutes. 9:45 every day. This plays. Raise above, accept. Yeah, go. Yeah. I want you to hear this. This is Zach, my son Zach, playing guitar. And this is what woke me up an hour later than it was supposed to. But it's not Zach's fault. It's not the guitar's fault. Not the phone's fault. I just, for some reason, set it for 10:30 instead of 9:30. Sorry. Is this it? Music. Play. Then it starts over. So that's it. That's how I wake up. Or that's how I know to do the show. Usually I'm sitting in the chair. I'm already playing music. Like I'd like to start it at like 22 or quarter to 10. And this time I was downstairs. I was 15 feet from where I needed to be. I was on the couch in the basement. But I was just asleep, and I set the thing for the wrong time. And I had a text from Ben, my buddy Ben, and it said, I hope you're okay. That was at 10:07. And then as I was getting set up, because it takes, 5 minutes to get the computer to do all the things that it needs to do. Like, I didn't even point the camera at myself yet. Hold on. We got to switch that. You guys got to see me, because I look good. I look real good. I always look good, but I think today I look exceptionally good. I'm a damn good-looking man. Look at that. Look at that. Woo-hoo! Look at that guy right there. Wow. He's amazing. He's incredible. His hair's not pointy like Herman Munster at all. His beard's not white like he's 70 years old at all. It's a damn good looking man. He doesn't have bags under his eyes. He looks great. Look at that guy. Look at this guy on there on the screen right there. Look at that guy right there. Ooh, him. Yeah. Damn handsome man. So I get the text from Ben that says, I hope you are okay. And as I'm getting set up during the process of like just getting everything fired up for the 2 different live streams that are both happening on a 10-year-old computer, my phone is ringing. It says Diane Riter, which is my mom. But that's, for some reason, when they call from their home, like their landline, my parents have a land, of course they do. They're in their 70s. They have a phone. They have a regular phone. They have cell phones. They text and stuff. But they also have a home thing. And when it comes up, whether it's my dad or my mom, it shows up as Diane for some reason. Because my phone doesn't know who is dialing me from their home landline thing. So it said Diane, but I figured it was Gary, my dad. And it was Gary. And I answered the phone by saying, do you think this is how you're going to find out that I die? He's like, well, sort of. I hope. I don't know. Just checking. Yeah, okay. Like, yeah, I'm going to do the show. What do you want from me, man? I was bad at getting up to go to school when I was a kid. I was bad at getting up to go to school when I was in college. I was bad at getting up to go to work. My whole life, I do this. I sleep. I like to sleep, and I don't like getting up in the morning. And honestly, part of me doing a 10 a.m. radio show is a friggin' challenge. Like that, it's like I could do that. Yeah, I could be there every time. I did 100 shows at a radio station, and I wasn't late once. And it was in a different town. It was, a half-hour drive. I was there every time. So I did that. Now today is, I think, 188. Does that sound right? Yeah, 187 was yesterday. 188. See, I haven't written that down. All I have written down is Bob Gaughan, and that's at 11 o'clock. So I didn't miss Bob. Bob's calling in 10 minutes. 188. Today is what? Wednesday. Today is October 15th. Ooh, what good penmanship I have. Oh, I'm a catch, man. You see what I look like, and then you see my penmanship. Be like, damn, that guy's a catch. That's me. I'm a catch. It's Riter Radio. It's brought to you by Brian Janik, also a catch. Tremendous man. Massive human being is Brian Janik. And he's a 20-plus year insurance broker, independent insurance broker. So he gets you the right stuff. No obligations on his behalf. He hooks you up. And you don't pay him, so that's awesome. So you just get in touch with him. Thefinancialguys.com is where you would find him and any of his other his buddies, his boys, his friends. All right. I have a few things open on the screen. This was to make sure that was working. I do want to read. Here's the headline. Sean McDermott spoke to Joe Brady about James Cook's usage Monday night. Really the only thing I hated about that game. I mean, I hated the loss, obviously. But it was like, where is Cook? And not just because I needed, like, fantasy points, which I did. And it was the second week in a row that I was like, all right, just Cook be good. Cook be Cook. Cook be offensive player of the month like he was in September. Be that. And then just don't allow Stephon Diggs to kill you, because that's what I was going against last week, and he killed him. And then this was like, let Cook be Cook. Also, I had Josh Palmer because Terry McLaurin's hurt or something. So I had Palmer, first play of the game, 50 yards to him or whatever it was. Like, all right, here we go. Then he gets hurt. And then Cook is invisible, not through his own doing, just he wasn't a part of the game, really. And then the other team had Drake London. Ugh. I thought maybe things would be okay when he stepped out of bounds right before the end of the half. Like, maybe that will save me those 6 points that he didn't get right there. Maybe it did not. So 2 weeks in a row, I've been displeased with the performance of an individual wide receiver against the Bills in a night game. Like, that's what it came down to. Like, I just need Cook to be better than Diggs. Was not. I need Cook to be better than Drake London. Was not. So what did McDermott say to Joe Brady? This is on ProFootballTalk.com. James Cook's playing time in the Bills' Monday night loss to the Falcons became a topic of conversation for the team's coaching staff. Cook ran 17 times for 87 yards. That actually sounds okay. In the 24-14 loss, but only played 30 of the team's 57 offensive snaps. That's his second lowest snap percentage of the season. The lowest was in a blowout win over the Jets. And Sean McDermott said on Tuesday that his usage is something he's discussed with Joe Brady. Quote, Joe and I have already talked about that to some extent today. It's important to keep in mind going forward. Okay? That's it. That's the whole story. Cook was not on the field for any of the team's third down snaps, including a 3rd and 1. The Bills failed to convert when an end around to wide receiver Elijah Moore fizzled out. That was terrible. That was a bad play. Didn't lose the ball. That's cool. But, yeah, that was bad. That made me want Elijah Moore not to be on the team. And that's not his fault. But that's, I don't know, that's where I was. Angrily on Monday night. That's what I was thinking. Elijah Moore fizzled out. McDermott said he's confident in Brady's work calling plays, but that, quote, whatever play we call, we call. Whatever play we call, we call. We have to execute it at a higher level. That might be a typo. And it says, we'll see if they choose to call more for Cook once they return from their Week 7 bye. So I'm happy that there's a week off from this. I was happy that the Bulls had off this past week. Just for me, just personally. I like a little break. I like that the Bulls break came at exactly the halfway point of the regular season. Not halfway of the max season, which is the real season. But as far as games on the schedule that we don't have to find out about in November, you get 12. And they played 6, and they're 3-3, but they're 2-0 in the conference. And then they take a break. And then we head to UMass this, we'll go Friday. They play Saturday. So a game against what seems to be the worst team in the conference. Seems to. I don't want to say that too loudly because we were positive that Kent was that. Kent State was considered by many, including me, the worst team in college football. Like all of it. 134 teams. They were the last one. And they gave the Bulls everything they had. And the Bulls beat them. But, Jesus, it was not comfortable at all. And that scared me. And then the Bulls played another team that's not great. I don't think they're great. In Eastern Michigan. And they gave them everything they could handle. And the Bulls won. And that's cool. So the Bulls are 2-0. But they should be like 2-0, like yeah, woo, killed them, and they're not that. They're 2-0 with squeaking out 2 victories over 2 teams that I thought were bad. Kent State, the Bulls beat by 3, 31-28. Kent State beat UMass 42-6. UMass is the next opponent for the Bulls. Kent State stinks. They were better than I expected, but they're not any good. And they beat UMass 42-6. The Bulls should win by 100 points this weekend. I don't expect that. I don't trust anything anymore. I don't trust my own judgment at all about what's going to happen in football games. Just nah. But yeah, 42-6. Kent State beat UMass, and UB plays UMass. UB should have beaten Kent State 42-6. Didn't. But they're a 40-point better team. Any given game. 30 points, maybe. They're a 30-point better team than Kent. And Kent won by 36 against this opponent. Now, that was at Kent. Very intimidating. Dick's Stadium. And we'll be at McGurk, which is not intimidating. Although, I was recently reminded of our last trip to UMass. where we were running a little late anyway, and then we got stopped by a parade and couldn't get into the parking lot. And then when we got into the parking lot and parked and went upstairs, we couldn't get into the booth. The booth was locked. John Fuller, if you're listening, can you call ahead right now and make sure they unlock our booth at McGurk Stadium in Amherst, Massachusetts, please? Because that sucked. Hated that. Fix it. John. John. Come on, John. Text from Bob. Not a phone call, a text. All right. I got to put my... I just worried for a second that I had missed a call from Bob because it's just about 11 o'clock. I'm not taking a break. I think I'm going to just do the whole show like straight through. No breaks, no songs, no nothing today. I think. Or maybe when Bob is gone, I'll take a break. But typically, like right now, as I'm waiting for Bob to call, I would play a song. But I'm going to play a song, and then he's going to call immediately, and that's stupid. So I'm keeping it right here. We're just going to I'll line up the thing to the open for him where we talk about Grindr, where Bob talks about Grindr. That'll be ready to go. Intro and rejoin. Something's wrong with the computer. At any point, this all could just shut off. I don't like how things are looking and listening, looking and sounding rather. There's like a little delay. There's something's a little bit off with this whole setup. This is a weird headline. Israel says one body released by Hamas, not a former hostage. They just gave back a body that was not theirs. Israeli officials on Wednesday said one of the bodies recently handed over by Hamas is not actually one of the deceased hostages taken by the group, based on forensic testing. The transfer of an unidentified body adds another layer of strain to a fragile ceasefire in which Hamas committed to handing over the bodies of 28 hostages it has held largely since its October 7, 2023 terrorist attack on the country. Hamas has handed over 8 bodies since Monday, which was supposed to be the deadline for the release of all hostages, living and dead. The surviving 20 captives have all returned home. All right, that's good. That's good. Bob's calling, so we're going to talk to Bob. I don't know if that worked. Did that work? I pushed the button. I don't think I got him. Missed call, Bob gone. Crap. All right, call back. All right, we're going to hit this button. That's going to call Bob. Turn this up. Here we go. This is a call Bob back.
Good morning. Thank you for calling Bristol Dillon.
Oh, no, that's not.
Can I help you?
I'm looking for Bob Gaughan. He just called me, and I'm trying to call him back. I'm sorry.
Oh, hold on.
Thanks. All right, so here we are. We're on hold together.
Hello.
Hey, it's Bob Gaughan.
Hey.
Bob Gaughan from
Brad Riter.
Is this Bob from the radio?
Yeah, you got it.
The way my kids date now, it's so simple. They go on an app, whether it's Grindr or whatever, they swipe right, swipe left, and they get the date automatically.
Let's check in with Riter Radio's
living legend,
Bob Gaughan.
All right, we had to play the thing before we could talk to you. What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, Brad?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Doing great. You know, loving life. That's what I do.
Yeah, me too. I liked having a week off from UB. I liked that the Bills are about to have a week off. I could take a break and breathe a little bit. But I'm ready to get back at it with the Bulls, and I'm ready for a week off with the Bills. And that's kind of where I am right now.
No, that's true. I was using last week, and I golfed with my brother during the UB bye week, and he had an idea for me.
Oh boy!
For a book. This is he says, you got to write this book. I said, I already have a book in mind when I retire. It's a
really
college yeah. I've been thinking about this for years, but I got to wait till I retire. So I still more than a few years away. It's a college basketball book about the day that put the madness in March. You know, that there was a specific day that I could refer to, and it's anyway. That's the book that I've been planning on writing for years.
Okay.
But he says, no, you got another book. He said, you know that book Tuesdays with Moore.
Right,
Moore,
Mitch Albom. Yep.
Yes, Mitch Albom book. I said, yeah, read it about the professor and stuff like that. he says your book's got to be Fridays with Brutal, because whether you know an old caller of mine from Canada, and I talk to him every Friday during the football season. So I probably talk to him out of the 52 Fridays. I probably talk to him 32 Fridays out of the 52 Fridays a year, and he. Just Marcos, you know, what did? Is there any like nugget that he came out with? You know, this past Friday or something like that. And I tell him, oh, you just got to compile all these stories. So let me just give you from last Friday, a little nugget, and you tell me if there was 100 of these, whether they would it make a good book. So we were talking about I don't know how we got on. We talked about songs that have been banned on the radio. You know? Lucy and this guy with diamonds because they thought it was drug use.
It was.
Going back to Strange Fruit because it was about hangings back in,
I don't know
that was Billie Holiday stuff. Back in the, so anyway, we were just talking about songs like that. And Brutal comes up and he says, there was an instrumental band.
I just read this. What? I just read this story. I don't know why. Okay, go ahead. Link Ray.
So it's Link Ray. Yes, Link
Rumble.
Ray. So he knows it. Rumble. Yes.
Why do I know this? Why did this just come up? What the hell's going on?
I don't know. So Link Ray Rumble. This is 1958. I'm like, why is an instrumental band? I mean,
it implied knife fights.
So it implied that's what they thought. It was like going to do gang violence.
Yes.
So then, yes. So that was, first of all, I had never heard of Link Ray. Of course, he said I had booked him and whatever. But then he goes on. I encourage people to listen to Rumble because it was actually it's ahead of its time.
Yeah,
it's like
should have been banned.
It should have been banned, and it should. I mean, I was thinking as I listened to it, I said, a football team or a basketball team could play this in pregame or something.
Yeah, it's badass. It's very badass.
Right, and he said, well, one step further, and this is where he says, that was like the precursor for, or a lot of heavy metal and hard rock bands said that was a song that influenced them.
Yes.
So that was it. And so, I mean, Led Zeppelin said that. So that song was like about 10 to 15 years maybe ahead of its time. And it was banned. I mean, ridiculous.
That makes no sense.
An instrumental band. But I thought that was a great story.
Oh, it's amazing. I don't know. I don't know why I just read that. Like within the last 2 days, I read a story about that song. Maybe it's an anniversary or something. Maybe he just maybe it's the anniversary of his death or his birthday, whatever it is. But yes, I did not know that story at all my whole life, and then I've known it for like 2 days, and then you just brought it up, which is crazy.
It is. No, that's absolutely because until last Friday, I had never heard of Link Ray. I had never heard of the song Rumble. I had never heard of that whatsoever. And, I mean, I would think, again, I don't know nearly as much about music as you or Brutal, but I do know that era, like the late 50s and 60s and 70s, and I know those artists and never heard of this guy before in my life. So that would be the type of story that would go into a Fridays with Brutal.
Yeah.
If you think that would be interesting.
Love it. I'd read your book, Bob.
Yeah,
I'm in on that. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as of 2 years ago. So I had to look him up when it happened. I had heard the name before. I knew if you said who's Link Ray, I'd be like, I don't know, guitarist 50s. Like that's all I had. Wouldn't know a song, wouldn't know the story. But then the other day I came across a thing about the instrumental song that was banned. And I was like, what? How? Why? It makes no sense. And then I read the whole thing, and now you're bringing it up, and that's awesome. So, yes, Link Ray, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2023 as a early influences inductee, which is cool.
And a great trivia, the only instrumental band ever on the radio, the only instrumental.
That's insane.
All the other songs that have been banned make sense because of the lyrics or something that has to do with that. But yeah, there's something there.
I don't know. That sounds dirty. The way he's playing that guitar sounds dirty.
Yeah.
We can't put that on the air. That's going to make the kids all do drugs and have sex or something. I don't know.
And again,
but then you hear it, and you're like, I don't know. I kind of get it. Like if you listen to the song, you'll kind of get I get what he's saying, even though there's no words. You kind of get what he means. I don't know.
Yeah, right. I still think it would be cool if the Bills came out to that song next home game. I'd be like, That's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
or any high school team or something like that. That's a, in pre-games, like I said, for basketball, they are always playing 20 minutes of songs and
Yep.
stuff like that.
Yep.
If that was 2 minutes of the 20 minutes, I think everybody would be like, oh, that's pretty cool song.
So
that works.
my senior year for basketball, we got to pick the songs as the team. We got to pick the songs, and we had 6 songs or 8 songs or whatever it was. Like you said, like 20 minutes of music. Maybe it was 5 songs. I don't know. And like halfway through the season is when we found out that "Smells Like Teen Spirit" existed. Nirvana, like their first hit, changed the musical landscape for 20 years. And we had that. I'm proud to say that as a high school senior, despite the fact that Kurt Cobain would not have enjoyed watching the West Seneca East Trojans play basketball. He was trying to say something else with the song. I still think that we are cool because we played that song during our warm-ups, and I think playing Rumble from 1958 right now would be great for like Will Self.
Well, I think that my sons, their coaches, this would have been funny, threatened, because there was, again, a lot of rap music, and he said, if I hear a swear word, because he let the kid, right? You
Right.
let the kids pick the music.
Right.
He says, if I hear a swear word, I am playing like I am woman, or so I'm playing Helen Reddy the next time. The next time you guys go out, it's off, and you guys
Right.
are going to be so embarrassed
All right, it's your fault.
at the five songs that I pick out for you.
great.
It is going to be. I was always hoping that they would slip in a swear word so I could hear the 5 songs that the coach was going to pick. That was going to be absolutely cringeworthy for them to come out and play. I thought
We
that would've
did
been, I
last.
thought that would've been,
That's amazing. Last year we did a thing on Mother's Day. We had a game for baseball. We had a game on Mother's Day, and instead of the kids picking their walk-up songs, the moms picked the walk-up songs. And by a mile, my favorite one was "Pretty Girls Walk Like This" or something. It's called. So this kid Noah, just a kid, just a 8-year-old kid, is going up to bat, and there's nothing he can do about the fact that the song is going, all the pretty girls walk like this, this, and he has to walk. He has to go. He has to go. So there's nothing he can do about it, and it was incredible. And by the third at bat, he was dancing to it and walking like a pretty girl. But oh my God, playing and also let's throw this out there because it's 2025, so. Bob, you're in your 50s. I am 50. I'm not in my 50s until November when I'm 51. Then I'm in my 50s. But I'm 50. You're 50-something. The funniest thing you could possibly do when we were 12 is call a kid gay, right? Like we used to. That was the joke. When we, even in 2025, allow the moms to pick songs for the kids, all they do is call their boys girls. It's the same.
Really?
It's the same joke. It's the same joke. No one would do it on the radio. No one would do it on television. No one would do it publicly. But when it's like, hey, how would you like to make fun of Noah? How would you like to make fun of Drew? How would you like to make fun of this other 8-year-old kid? Call him a girl. It'll be hilarious. And it was hilarious. And it's still hilarious. And we need to let jokes back into society because it's funny. That's all.
Oh, absolutely. No, I mean, you're absolutely right. Because again, the women, that's a protected group, right?
Yes.
And the guy, the male, they're not. So they can do whatever they want.
Correct.
You can't. The situation can't be reversed.
No.
We can't do that. No.
Well, it's not
But
funny.
when they
It's
do
not funny if you reverse it. It's funny if you do it to a boy and you call him a girl. When
That's right.
my dad calls my son Susan, it's funny.
Yep.
It's funny every time. But
It is right. And then as it's funny because do your kids like cringe? Like when you say something or you tell an off-color joke or an ethnic joke, so I mean, you kind of lean into it just because it makes them cringeworthy,
Yes.
and stuff like
Yes.
that. And you're like, oh, yeah, I can't take you out anywhere. I'm like, I'm only doing it, you idiot, because I know it presses your buttons, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to make fun of whatever. So
Right.
I will.
It's
and
funny.
Again, if they were like that kid, here's what you got to do. You got to do what that kid did when he walked up. You got to lean into it.
Yeah.
You got to lean
Yeah,
into
yeah,
the joke. If they lean into the joke, then okay, then it's not funny anymore, or it's great, or it could be better in this case. But again, when you're all embarrassed about walking up to girls with it's whatever. But when you dance it and you're leaning into
Right.
the joke,
It's funny.
perfect.
It's all funny.
Yes, it's
all
funny.
of it's funny. I think that now that my father-in-law has been dead for a few years, I can tell this story. I've never told this story on the air before. My father-in-law, we were at El Canelo, which is a Mexican restaurant that is not anymore. It's not where it used to be. It used to be on right by the South Ogden on-ramp. Right next to that, the on-ramp of the 190, and it has since moved to Hamburg. It's out near Wegmans on, I don't know what that is, Mile Strip or McKinley. McKinley, I think. They moved it. But anyway, we're sitting there, and we are one of, 5 families eating dinner inside of this Mexican restaurant. And he says out loud, he had a very dry, you could never tell if he was kidding or not. Everything he said was funny, but you could never tell if he was trying to be funny or not. And he said out loud, very loudly, "The food is good here, but you got to come here while you can, because you never know when they're going to just take everybody who works here and just deport them." And we're next to the kitchen, and he's just, and he was right. It was a commentary, but it was one of the funniest things I've ever heard. And it was just dude, shut up, stop, don't do that. I want my burrito to be good. Knock it off. But it was funny, and it was funny,
Yes.
and it was like you called it ethnic humor as opposed to racist. It wasn't racist. It was stating a fact about the fact that, and you think about now with ICE and all that stuff. He was right. They take Mexican restaurants away from us. They're delicious, and then they're going to ruin it anytime if they come in and look for documentation. Our food's not going to be good anymore. So he was right. But you don't say that out loud, but it was fun to say. So, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I laugh at that. He's been gone for a few years now, and I still, when I think of him talking about Mexicans being deported from our restaurant.
Well, that's where, this is going back 30 years. You
All
just can't do that now. But
No, bring
30
it.
years ago, no, Ann Burke and I are on the radio, and this is before the internet, and it's May 5th at Cinco de Mayo, right?
See, yes.
So we legitimately ask. I have no idea what Cinco de Mayo, represents. Does anybody, right?
Right.
Does anybody know what Cinco de Mayo represents?
No.
So the first caller
My sister.
calls up and says, no, so this is what kicked off the show. So we're just genuinely, now you would never do that today because you could just look it up on Google and stuff like that.
More
What does
fun.
Cinco de Mayo represent?
More fun to just ask people. Let's hear it.
Exactly. And the first guy calls up and says, well, Bob and Ann, little do you know, it represents the first guy that snuck over the border into the U.S.
Oh, boy.
That's what. Right. So that kicks it off, right? So now it is 2 hours of, but it's fun. It was funny. Now
Right.
you couldn't do it today. So now everybody's in on it, and it's like, oh, Bob, my God, you didn't know that Cinco de Mayo represents the making of the burrito? How
Right.
could you not know that? Right? And it just goes on. The first time they put 10 people in a Chevy. It was just one. See, you're laughing because
Right.
it's funny.
It's
and
very
it was
funny.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking about that now. I'm like, oh my God, we could never do that today. But we should be able because
It's
you're
funny.
laughing
It's
because it
funny.
was funny.
We're having fun, everyone.
Yes, it was funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God, can't do that anymore.
I miss fun too, Bob. Fun was
Yes,
cool.
I
Wasn't it cool when we were having fun?
Yes, it was. The Bills game wasn't fun though.
No.
Oh my God, what was worse? The defense. The defense gave up 330 yards in the first half. Here's the problem with the defense. I think they've gotten used to Sean McDermott likes to play zone. They were prepared for that, and
Oh my God.
Drake London is open. He had 10 receptions. He was the only receiver open. So Sean McDermott is like the opposite of Bill Belichick. Like Bill Belichick, when coming into the game,
Take
said,
your one thing away. Yep.
Yes, I got it. All right, I got two things. I got Bijan Robinson and I got Drake London. I got to take at least one of those two guys away, right? Yeah. Sean McDermott can't take either one of them. No, I'm not even going to try and take either one of your guys away. And they didn't even, Penix is even that good of a quarterback. When they went to play more man, finally at halftime, after giving up 330 yards in the first half, they're on pace to give up 660. They go to play more man. And as a result, they give up 3 points.
Yep.
Yeah, everything's fine. But you can't just go. I mean, my one thought is, and again, I know defensively, you could argue that Hoyt and Ojanobi, and hopefully,
it's going to be better. It's going to be better. It's going to be better.
Come back.
Yeah.
But what also has to be better is you can't just play the same defense for 5-6 straight years and expect the teams aren't getting wise to it. So that's my first.
Yep.
But the real problem, offensively, Brad, we got the MVP
Where's
of the league. They punted 6 times.
Well, that too, yeah.
I mean, 6 times they punted.
Yeah.
That's. And I'm afraid. Aren't you afraid that Jeff Ulrich, who likes to blitz, and he blitzes more than anybody, but kind of gave the blueprint of why don't you blitz and put pressure on Josh, and why don't you make one of those receivers, they just can't burn you. They don't have the ability to take a slant. And I'm not talking about Tyreek Hill. I'm saying even
Gabe
Julian
Davis.
Edelman. Well, yeah, it could break one tackle. Somebody that's a little elusive could break one tackle and go 75 yards.
Yeah.
As soon as that happens, as soon as somebody breaks a tackle and goes 75 yards, then defense coordinator's like, okay, we can't play this defense anymore.
Yeah.
But the Bills haven't done that.
Well, that should be Shakir, shouldn't it? I mean, Shakir, that's his MO. He is the tackle breaking guy. Like, that's his thing. You get him the ball quickly, and then he just makes magic happen. And I'm trying to figure out. Like, I want to talk to a defensive coordinator or a former somebody. I want to talk to Chuck Dickerson right now. I wish Chuck was back so I could call him and say, what did the Falcons just do that created the kind of pressure Josh couldn't escape? Because we haven't seen that before, and I'm worried about that. Like, long term, whatever it was that they did, and I don't know what it was that they did, but whatever they did to surround him and hem him in and force him to not be able to make one guy miss and gain 12 yards, he couldn't get out of it, and I don't know what they did, but I am scared that other football people will know what they did and start doing that. So I'm worried about that.
Right, that is me as well, because it just came out today, like the blitz effectiveness against the Bills is double what it's been the last 5 years. So this year in 2025, it's like got a 22% success rate when you blitz Josh. Every year before that, it's been, and it's varied, but let's just say it's been 10%.
Yeah.
So teams didn't blitz because Josh burned them one way or the other.
Right.
Was
you're coming at him. He goes. He makes you miss, and then he goes. But they had him. They had him surrounded. I don't know. There was something very unsteadying for me about. Oh, look, they figured this guy. They figured out our guy. They can't figure out our guy, but it seemed like they figured out the guy. And maybe it was just a bad day. Maybe he's hurt. Maybe he was sick. Maybe he was sad. I don't know. But he wasn't himself, and they made it look like it was their idea to make him that way. Like I don't know yet. I'm glad they have a week off. I'm glad they play Carolina next. But they got to get everything right, because suddenly this matchup with the Chiefs looks like it's for the 1 seed again, and it didn't look like that a couple weeks ago, but suddenly it does.
Right, and of course we predicted this back in April, that little commentary by Brandon Beane was going to come back and bite him in the
receiver
ass.
thing?
That receiver thing.
Yeah.
You knew. I mean, we called it the when we were on the day after it happened. This is going to bite him in the ass, and sure enough, it's bitten him in the ass, because the receivers can't get open. And that problem, again, with the defense, I've got solutions. I got 5 people that are coming back, hopefully. Best possible scenario, let's just go with best possible scenario. 5 people are coming back. That defense could look a hell of a lot different.
Sure.
That offense.
That's the offense.
Okay, that's the up. Now maybe you can. The only argument is Palmer, with the hip drop, tackle, and that should have been a penalty, and that guy should be fined for that. But whatever, maybe Palmer and Kincaid. I mean, that's the big difference. Well, Kincaid ain't taking. Going 75 yards. He's not changed that. Maybe the only guy that you could say that's on the current roster that could change would be Palmer, that could make teams come out of what Jeff Ulrich did. Even if Kincaid was on there, maybe the Bills' offense would have been, a little better. But it wasn't making Ulrich change his philosophy.
No. I mean, I will say Kincaid this year suddenly looks like the guy that everybody talks about. Like, don't you find it weird when you're watching these games and the national broadcasters are just raving about him prior to this year, where he's been pretty good. Like, he's been a big deal. He looks like a first-round pick finally. But before that, you would hear these guys talk about Kincaid as if they'd never watched the Bills play, but they knew that he was a first-round pick, and they knew that the coaches loved him and they wanted him to be a success. But he has been overhyped for the first 2 years of his career, and now he finally looks like, we watched Kyle Pitts. Like, Kyle Pitts, that's a first-round pick. Kyle Pitts and Kincaid are about the same guy. They're drafted in the first round to be a massive difference maker, and nothing has happened with Pitts. And finally, it's happening with Kincaid. But everyone talks about both of them as if they've been, like, massive difference makers. And, I mean, it mattered. It mattered this week that they didn't have him. And I hope that he was out because it was like, well, if he sits this one out, he gets 2 weeks off, and then he comes back, and then we got to play. I hope it's that. And it probably is. It's probably just like give him a little rest. But he matters now, but not enough to fix whatever was going on with that pass rush this past Monday night. Like, that was terrible.
My other problem, just in philosophy, is when things start to go awry, they start going like double tight ends. And again, I'm not against a good running game. I'm not against handing the ball off to James Cook. I'm not. But let's just say this. Our philosophy, I think, too much when things start to go awry is to go to the running game. And in my eyes, big picture, it's taking the ball out of the hands of our MVP.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not for that, okay? I wanna have the ball more in the hands of the MVP than, again, a good running game, but can't we have an answer that is not put two tight ends? I would rather have an answer both. I'd rather be able to run the ball, also be able to put four receivers on the field and go that way too. So You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that doesn't seem like that's their fallback is more, let's go, lean on the running game, let's lean on two tight ends. I wish there needs to be a response where, okay, that's part of the answer, but another answer is we could go four wides and give the ball in the hands of our MVP.
Yep, I'm with you. I mean, it's nice. It's nice to have that quarterback and that running back. I mean, they're both excellent players. Cook is the what was he? Player of the month, offensive player of the month in the AFC for the first 4 weeks of the season. So, like, and that's coming off of an MVP season by the quarterback. So it's an embarrassment of riches. But then to go see them, put up 14 points in a friggin' game is gross. I don't know.
We should never punt the ball 6 times in a game. That
should
never happen.
I don't think we need a punter. I don't know who our punter is, honestly, because we had one guy, then we replaced him, then that guy got hurt, and I watched him punt 6 times, and I still don't know who it is, and I don't care to know. I don't care who the punter is because I don't want him ever to play. I don't know. I remember the Super Bowl we went to. You and I went together to the Super Bowl in 2002. In 2002 in New Orleans. And it was the Rams and the Patriots when the Patriots started their reign of terror. And
the Patriots cheated.
I know.
Okay,
I know. Hey, I'm not giving them any credit here. But I remember talking to the Rams punter, and I thought I was very original and creative when asking him, like, why are you here? Like, why do they have you? What's the point? And I think the Bills should be that. The Bills should be a team where the punter is a nameless, faceless thing that gets used once every 2 weeks. Like, there are situations where, it's 4th and 22 and we're at our 12. We're going to punt. Like, that's when I want to punt. Other than that, I don't want to punt. Don't punt. No punting. Stop it. Knock it off. Don't need a guy. Cut him. Cut the punter.
Yeah,
cut the punter. Seriously, what would happen?
They've arrested.
Just
Save a roster spot. Yeah,
Right.
just make the kicker punt.
right,
Yeah.
so that Codrington can play. Like, if Codrington is a healthy scratch 2 weeks in a row, how about we just scratch the punter and go screw it? We're not doing that today. I'm being a little like over the top with it, but I'm not totally kidding. Like, if you just don't have a punter on the roster and you can't punt, wouldn't that be better? I think it might be. I throwing it out there. This is live radio, Bob. You know, I'm just throwing it out there.
You got it. Hey, lastly, I'll give you Stone Cold Lock before we go.
Yeah.
Stat that I'm sure you know, everybody should know, college football stat, an unranked team that is favorite over a ranked team
Ooh.
covers 60 to 65% of the time.
Really?
So, yeah, that's just it's an automatic blind bet. It's a blind bet.
I
So
don't know
whenever you
this.
see
I don't know this. All right.
You don't-
Unranked
okay.
team that's favored over a ranked team, you just take
Right,
them.
because it's usually at home.
It's for sure at home,
The,
yeah.
the unranked team is at home.
Okay.
And so you just blind bet it. Just blind bet it. Just blind bet it every time. Just every single time, and you're gonna. It hit 3 out of 4 times last week.
Really?
It's not a. It's like I said. It hits around 63% of the time. Something like that.
How often does
It's
it
just
come up? Is that a lot?
No, well, like I said, this week it's once. It's close to being twice. And again, but you got to bet it. It's Duke is like a 1.5 point favorite over Georgia Tech.
Okay.
So you just gotta bet it. The other one that could come up because the line's been moving back and forth. Is Auburn against Missouri. Auburn at home. They started as a favorite. Now Missouri's a slight favorite. It could go back. But those are the two to look for this week.
All right.
If it does go that way, then you bet Duke and Auburn.
Okay.
But those
It sounds
the
like
two-
these
but
are not your
but
picks,
no,
though. These are not your locks.
No, Duke, but that is a lock. That's always a lock. It always will be a lock.
Okay.
It'll be a lock for the rest of your life. The rest of your life. I'm giving you a lock for the rest of your life.
That's the best thing anyone's ever given me, Bob. This is the nicest. This is the kindest thing that I think anyone has ever done for me my whole life.
Yes.
So thanks,
Yes.
man.
Anytime you see that, just make that blind bet,
Okay.
unranked team over a ranked team. Just bet it for the rest of your life.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Vegas knows what's
All
up.
right. Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They usually know.
All right.
Okay.
So is that your
Sounds
lock?
Yes.
Which one?
Duke over Georgia Tech.
Duke. Duke's the
Yes.
lock. All right.
Okay.
Love it. Thanks,
All
man.
right. You got it.
We'll talk to you next week. Well, I'll see you. I'll talk to you Saturday, actually. There's Bob Gaughan. He is the best. He's the grinder. We love Bob. Screwed that up. Hang on.
The way my kids date now, it's so simple. They go on an app, whether it's Grindr or whatever, they swipe right, swipe left, and they get the date automatically.
Turn that down. I have to do that. I have to say things out loud to myself to make sure they happen. Turn that down. We'll stop with the thing. We're good. All right. It's Riter Radio. It's episode 188. It's October 15th, 2025. I feel like there was something else I was about to... Oh, I have to turn the camera back on. Camera on. There you go. Now you can see how handsome I am. I'll tell you this. I did the show yesterday wearing a maroon T-shirt. And then when I sat down to start the show, I thought nothing of it until I saw myself on the camera. There's a little... Right there. Right there. There's a... I can see myself. I can see me. I see Khalil Mack behind me. I see my kids' pictures. I see some books, including Super System by Doyle Brunson, which is the best. But I see how terrible I look as a person. I'm not a handsome man. I'm fine. I'm fine. But I'm like, I see my flaws more. Like I'm seeing this. My hair, I don't like how my hair looks. Like I always think I have a full head of hair. I'm not balding. I'm 50 years old. I'm not balding. My dad's 70-something. He's not balding. Like it's fine. Like it's not going away. The hair's staying. But then I see the power alley thing going on. Look at that. That's garbage. I don't like this. It looks like I have a pointy. It looks like I have a mohawk. When in reality, it's just the hair on my head. I don't know. And I think that I'm not gray. But then I had a picture of me with my son. We were checking to see if he's taller than me yet. He's not. But he did catch my dad. So it's now 50-year-old me tallest, 13-year-old Zach second tallest. 70, I don't know, 5, 7. I don't know how old my dad. He was born in 48, whatever that is. 77, 76, whatever. He's third. He's in third place. We had a birthday party for the little guy, Drew, who's 9, and suddenly there was like a measuring height contest thing going on, and my dad was shorter than Zach, which sucks for my dad. It's fine for Zach. He's just growing. He's fine. We think he's going to be like 6'6", 6'7", like in that range. Like he's on the Owen Parker trajectory, which is Bulldog's kid. Super tall. Zach's going to be very, very tall. He's already very tall. And he's getting good at basketball, which is cool. But I had a picture taken with him, I don't know, a month ago or so, because it was like, whoa, we were standing up where, in some social setting, somebody's birthday party or something, I don't know, some family deal. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, I see eye to eye with my 13-year-old son. I'm 6'3", like legit, straight up 6'3". That's it's not a lie. It's not an exaggeration. I am like the benchmark for 6'3", and I guess if I live long enough, I'll probably shrink. But as of right now, I am a legit 6'3", and I'm looking at my kid, and he is eye to eye with me. And we went back to back, and I had somebody take a picture so I could see what it looked like. And I've still got him by an inch for sure. But my jet black hair that I believe in, my God, it looks so bad on this camera. It looks so bad. So much like just a mohawk. Maybe I should shave the rest off and just have a mohawk, make people think. Like Bruce Willis is the first person that like made shaving of the head cool. I think I could be the first person that makes mohawk with a purpose cool. Because up the middle, I'm doing great. But in the power alleys, I am failing miserably. My hair is terrible. I have two different places to go with this. Let's finish the Zach thing. So Zach is 13 and tall. And when we took the picture, that's when I realized how gray I actually am. Because I think like this, I'm going to do this for YouTube. This stuff on my face is white. I mean, there's some dark here, but it's just white. So the longer I let the beard grow, the older I look, the whiter it is. It's bad. I become Brad Riter. That's so stupid. I'm sorry, America and the world. But that is, like, I feel like if I shave, I've said this a million times, but if I shave off the beard, I look fatter but younger. So I'm a younger, fatter guy. I don't know. I don't know what's the right way to go there. Like there's some like happy medium thing of like stubble that's a little gray. Like it doesn't look white if it's got dark inflections and it's like half and half, and it's like there's a cool way to do this age with facial hair, like to do it right. I don't know. But the longer it gets, the thinner I look, but the older I look. So I don't know what to do there. But then I've always thought the hair on my head is dark. And then I took a picture next to Zach. Zach has like deep brown hair. He's 13. None of it's gray at all. And holy crap, I look like an albino next to him. So that's bad. I don't know. None of this matters. None of it matters. I'm not trying to pretend I'm younger than I am. But I will say I do not like, and this is horrible. This vibe, this look right now, it looks like I have I don't even know what I would say. Like like a scalp of something else, like on top of my head. Like it's like I'm bald. Today's the first day I'm feeling this, so these are new emotions that I'm bringing out to you. I don't care. I don't actually care. It doesn't matter. I wear a hat most of the time. Oh, this is the other thing I was going to say. I had a maroon shirt on during yesterday's show. It's a maroon T-shirt that says Southline Basketball 2023. And I wore that to probably a baseball game yesterday. Did we have one 2 days ago? I don't know. I haven't taken a shower in a couple days. And who cares? Because I don't leave the house very often. And it doesn't really matter. If I feel gross, I go take a shower. But I want to not look gross. And so I sat down to do the show this morning and noticed that I looked exactly like I looked yesterday. It's like, I got to take this shirt off. And I'm in the basement. And my closet is two floors up. So I do have a laundry basket that I've been working on. Like it'll eventually go up. So I had to look for a shirt, but I didn't have another T-shirt to put on. So I'm wearing this UB hoodie thing. This is a hoodie. Watch. There we go. See? Hoodie. I've got this thing, but I have nothing under it. And I was thinking how disgusting this show would be if I just didn't wear a shirt. Like, watch this. If you're on the YouTube, I apologize to the audio only people. This is primarily an audio show. I know that. Like, that's the goal. It has been determined that we have to do some video component to make it. The algorithm won't let it. Yeah, like, I got to do it. So I don't want to be on video, but I am. But like, watch how gross this is. So I have a hoodie on right now that's zip up. There we go. All right. So that's zip to the top, right? Watch this. Watch how gross this is. Ooh, look how terrible that is. That's what this show could look like. Like if I'm mad at you or something and I want to do this, like this is disgusting. I can keep going. Pull out a nipple. Like, look at this. Ugh, gross. But I have to think about that now because the goddamn camera's on all the time. I don't want that. Nobody wants that. Who wants this? Who wants to look at me? No one. My wife doesn't want to look at me. Ugh. I talked to Jeremy White, WGR, morning show. Heard of him? Yeah, okay. So he was doing a radio show forever, and then they just started putting his show on YouTube. And I was like, that's horrible. He's like, yeah, it's terrible. I hate it. But I just ignore it, and I forget about it, and I move on. I have not gotten to that point yet where I can just ignore it and forget about it. Because he's just doing a show. He doesn't have the script. This is part of having a team, you know? Like he's got Owen Parker, who we just talked about, who's 6'6" or 6'7" or something. Owen's like their video guy. So he's there handling all this stuff. I'm just a guy. It's just me. This whole show is me. I have guests and friends and stuff. But as far as like the production of the show, it's just me. I have to make sure it sounds right and now looks right. And it's never going to look right because it's me that you're looking at. It's never going to be. This is not for TV. I'm not Ryan Seacrest or that other guy. There's another guy that I'm thinking of that's very handsome. I can't think of his name, but Joel. Oh, my God. The guy that was on Community that hosted Talk Soup for a while. That's like, he's just charming. You look at him, you're like, I like that guy. He's handsome. I'm not that. I'm this. I think my voice sounds okay. I think the words that I use are pretty good. Like I'm in the entertainment industry, but not for what I look like. And then we got this. So I had to change my shirt. I had to put on this shirt just before the show so that you wouldn't be grossed out by me any more than you are by looking at me. I can't believe people watch this on YouTube. It's unbelievable. A text from my dad. I'm going to read the text from my dad. My dad said, earlier you said that you were going to do your show straight through with no music. Then you said you were only going to play music when Bob was gone. Isn't he always that? Gone. So Bob was gone, G-O-N-E. And then isn't he always that gone, G-A-U-G-H-A-N. I replied, well done. He said, I get it from you. That's the end. No, it's not the end. I then said, I just shared that with Josh, so you may hear about it from him. And then I have a message from Josh that says, Gary has wit. Heyo. All right. What's on the screen? Oh, the Bills. So the Bills are 4-2. What sucks is that they were 4-0 and now they're 4-2. And there's like a recency bias in the way that we think about things. And I get that. You all get that. You don't have to hear that from me. You know. If they went 0-2 and then ripped off 4 wins, you would feel better about their 4-2 record than if they went 4-0 and then lost 2 and they're 4-2. Same record, same exact situation, but you would feel the momentum of it and it would be better. So I'm looking, I have the thing open. It's Pro Football Reference. It's the Bills records by season. I know they don't play 18 games, but for the sake of this conversation, let's go with they play 18 games. Okay? So we can just multiply 4-2 times 3. And that will get you to 12-6. I know they don't play 18 games, but just stick with me here. It lists their record, wins, losses, ties, and division finish. This thing currently shows the Bills as first place. I think we all know that one of the losses was the Patriots. Patriots have the same record. They're in first place. The Patriots are. But according to Pro Football Reference, the Bills are just in first. They should be. They're the best team in the conference, in the league, in the division, all that. Like they're fine. But if you take 4-2 and just multiply it by 3, because that's approximately how many games you play in a season, that would make them 12-6. It shows them 4-2, first of 4 in the division right now. Okay. If you multiplied it, just same exact thing, they would be 12-6, first of 4. Last year they were 13-4, first place. The year before that they were 11-6, first place. The year before that they were 13-3, first place. The year before that they were 11-6, first place. The year before that they were 13-3, first place. Year before that, they were 10-6, second place. Patriots still had Brady. Year before that was Josh's rookie year, 6-10, third place. But let's look at, again, I'm going to go right through that. We're going to go 2024 and back. 13-4, first place. 11-6, first place. 13-3, first place. 11-6, first place. 13-3, first place. Currently 4-2, which if we multiply it by 3 is 12-6, first place. They're fine. They're absolutely fine. 100% fine. That's what I got. The top receiver is Dalton Kincaid, which is weird. It was Diggs for 4 straight years. It was Shakir last year. It's Kincaid right now. And that's why you take him in the first round. I get it. But we should be doing better with who's getting the ball there. And they'll be fine. He's coming back. It's all fine. All of it's fine. But the point is, this season, the record is exactly what it's been the last 5 years when they've won the division. The difference, I guess, is that Drake May is here now, and I think the Patriots are legit. But they're getting to legit. The Bills are real. The Pats are coming. They're coming for you. But, it's all right. Today's show is brought to you by Brian Janik and the Financial Guys. TheFinancialGuys.com is where you can find Brian. He's a friend of mine. He's a cool-ass dude that is a sponsor of the show, and I recommend you look him up at TheFinancialGuys.com. He is an independent insurance broker, has been for 20-plus years, and you don't have to pay him to talk to him. So do that. Go talk to Brian, especially if you or someone you know is approaching 65 and about to hit Medicare. He knows all the stuff that you don't know, and he doesn't charge you anything at all. He gets paid by insurance companies for making it all work. So you go to him for free, and then your life is easier, and you spend no money. So, I mean, come on. What are we talking about here, people? What are we doing? All right. Is it noon? It is. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for listening to Riter Radio, episode 188. Back tomorrow.
What are you doing for lunch?
I don't know. I have a turkey sandwich.
We're gonna go around the corner. I think you should come with us. This is a great place.
I don't know. Okay.
We brought you a shirt.
Will you get out of here? Will you get out of here? Will you? Now, will you go to lunch? Go to lunch. Will you go to lunch?